What did you say?
Mudda Sick Dread.
What?
Mudda Sick Dread.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Mudda Sick. Yes, it's been a while. So much things have happened. So much things to get to. It's a new year. This is my first time talking to you for 2025, and a lot has happened and transpired. Now it's been all good, Before I get into that, please, if you would like to sponsor any of our shows on Mudda Sick, whether that be Tool for Cartoons, Everything Cool, and Mudda Sick, feel free to slide in our DMs. Email us at theoriginalpeoplenetwork@gmail.com. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I think I named all. Soon it'll be on social, Blue Sky and Red Note and any other. I think on Threads as well, and any other platform that we may, want to become a part of. But I must say, just to knock off a couple of items, these last 6 months have been very trying, but it's been, as of now, I can say this, it's been very rewarding. Since the last episode, we pulled off. I've been had a hand in pulling off a lot of successful events, whether it be the 242 Cosplay Awards, ComCon. So much things have happened since January 1st. Finally got my 2025 My Cosplay is Back calendar, which I'm featured as the cosplayer of August, the hottest month. Recently, I've gotten this show in particular, as well as Everything Cool, is nominated for an Elevation Award. So I remember just coming down on this journey, just starting all of this with Mudda Sick and Everything Cool, and the Jungle Trademark a little bit before that, 2018, 2019, and just dreaming about days and times where it will all come together and culminate in, all the hard work that I put in, and now you start to eat the fruits of your hard labor. A few months ago, before this long journey to end 2024, I was feeling drained. I was feeling, I guess, underappreciated. Felt dry. I was pouring into so many different things, but I didn't feel that anything was being poured back into me. And this whole watering topic kept on coming into play. Just over and over and over again, to where it's like there's some connective tissue to it. I was just thinking about this video, and particularly with the great Chadwick Boseman was referring to. He was giving a speech. I believe it was at I can't remember what award show it was. It was some Lifetime Achievement Award. I can't remember if it was the SAG After Awards or it was a special presentation, but it was in tribute to Denzel Washington. And he had started off his phrase like, it was a very powerful speech. And I always remember that because Chadwick was one of my favorite actors of all time, not just only because he was the Black Panther, but he just was an amazing actor. And I sort of could relate to his point of view of life and everything. But for some weird reason, it was this verse or this quote where he said to Denzel, "Let those who have watered be watered." And that just kept on ringing inside my head. I'm like, I want to feel watered. I feel like I'm giving up a lot of myself and not getting anything in return. I'm getting a lot put on my shoulders, but no help is coming in sight. There is a lot of responsibility being demanded of me, but it is no reward. Um, and I in these moments, I would implore anybody to just you have to take time for yourself when you get into this that kind of space because it can get overtaxing because human beings have a natural propensity to if someone else can carry the burden or carry the load, they're gonna hitch their wagon and their load to you. And if you can make it their life easier, they don't have no problem in putting all their trouble and worry on you. But you have to understand the boundaries of hey, this is all I can carry. I'm carrying my own load, so I can't carry your load. And that was something that I realized too, as I was getting older, I couldn't do things the same way as well. Um, I over time I've learned how to say no more. You know, learn to do things that are more strategic, and if it's not turning a quick profit. Well, I wouldn't want to say that, but if it's not very profitable or purposeful, I won't quickly indulge. I even had to cut back on this content. You don't see everything cools to come out twice a month like that no more, or you don't see a Mudda Sick come out as frequently no more. Um, Homemade Heroes, you haven't seen a Homemade Heroes skit since probably 8 9 months ago, and even before that, it was some long time because I felt drained, I felt uninspired, I felt most importantly burnt out, and I had to learn how to water myself. Take the flower pot and just hydrate. Let me go get my water. Like I have a friend, um, Sir Julius cosplay. He had this campaign, I think, from last year, drink water. But I had to water myself because it was just like people kept on sucking and sucking and pulling and pulling. And I just was burnt out. Like, no lie. And I couldn't wait until the end of 2024 to take a break to pull back from a lot of things because I already started pulling back from a lot of things to begin with and just woosah. So I was reading, one morning I woke up with that whole watering concept, Sylphian journal, and I remember, you know, going to my Bible, the Bible app gives a daily highlight version, and I remember reading this. One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. And, you know, the interesting thing is the day I read that, it was, there was some new report about the Black Panther movie and they starting to shoot Black Panther 3. I had decided to go with a Black Panther theme for our end of year staff party at work, and I was gonna come as T'Challa going to meet at the UN in Captain America Civil War when he wear the garb. I may insert a picture right there. Um, yeah, and I was like, you never really could feel bad and sort of feel down and doing good. You shouldn't never get to the point where you feel like your efforts won't prevail or it's for naught. Because you always have to have the concept of, hey, I'm pointing to other people, not for the mere fact of, oh, I'm gonna receive it at the end of the day, but more so, this is your just duly purpose on doing what you need to do. But I was like, we gotta understand the watering. It's just for the mere fact, if you don't water, like if you even take, for instance, like plants and things like that, naturally they'll get watered with the rain, the different torrential weather or whatever. Or if you have a garden, you could take a place or where you add different fertilizer and things like that. But nature typically would take care of itself. You hear Chris, another dimension to what I'm going to say. But you could literally, in order for you to get a return on what you want out of life, you have to cultivate it. You have to work towards it, and obviously it'll take care of itself. But it'll even be a little bit more personal that you sort of cultivated this plant, got it up to a tree, and now you reaping the crops. Because you have to be generous with your giving, and not. I see a lot of people have this whole take of, oh, I'm giving because I'm expecting a return, and I think it's more easier to do it without expecting, because when you don't expect and you freely give, the harvest is bountiful. For instance, like we are where we are now. So comparatively to from now compared to, like, let's say October or whatever, it's like it's a whole different space. Things moving, things lining up, coming into the right channel, and I ain't doing a bunch of work. Like I said from the top of this, it's like a lot of things we checked off that were successful. But even when you burned out, you take some time, you take a breather, you sort of stand back and take stock of everything. You count the crops, you count the seeds, and when I say this is more figurative than literal. But you got to think to yourself, okay, what I need to do, what I need to change. Maybe I need to till the soil. Maybe I need to add this fertilizer. Maybe I need to not grow this crop with this crop. And that could be mean you where you just need to change your space, a change mood pattern. Or you just going through a rough patch and you just need to get to the other side. But the watering. I gotta read that again. Because, the Bible I've got all kind of different translations and things like that. Hold on, we can go back to that phrase. Let those who have watered be watered. And it comes from whoever brings blessings will be enriched, and one who waters will himself be watered. It essentially means that those who generally give to others, providing support, kindness, like water in a plant, will themselves be blessed and watered in return. So you only get what you give. But if you give nothing, you get nothing. Now, for those people who out there watering and you feel like you're just giving, and you ain't getting, you got to take stock. Like I said earlier, what you giving into? Because many people be watering dead plants and not realize it. That's why you got to look at the field. Okay, you watering fruits that they can never bear. And they just taking up space. They need to be uprooted and tossed away and used for compost to fertilize the other things. And I think there is also a time where you have to sit back and clear the clutter. But still, like me, you can't get tired of doing the watering, because it can come back for sure. Like I always say, even outside our studio, every year, beginning of the year, I think 2 years ago I think passion fruit was growing near the door. Now this year, all kind of juju. I mean, just the juju, like these ain't even juju trees in the yard. These juju trees over the fence from the neighbor yard just growing towards the door. I mean, nature would always show you how you're affecting life and how you going about it, if it's in line with the divine or if it's not. But when it start growing towards you and start bearing fruit, then you know you're on the right path. See what they saying? But for the most part, don't forget to water others around you so everything is growing. Don't forget to water yourself. Like I say, drink water. Make sure you got your gallon of water every day. And stay hydrated. and hydrate others and drop the dead plants, drop the dead weight. Actually, speaking of watering, there is such a thing called water weight too, which you have on the body, and you think you're fat, and then you go on a little fast. Or some people take, some women take that flat tummy tea, and they be on the toilet bowl all night, and then next thing you know, you drop 5 pounds, and because you just been going to the bathroom. But again, I know I just went on a tangent there, but watering, cultivate yourself. Make sure you take care of all the vermin around you. And then, not just vermin, but use the pesticides. And I'm speaking figuratively. These are representations of cut off them dead friends. Stop wasting time around things that don't bring you nothing. I remember I just recently had to tell, I've been telling probably over the last 2-3 years. Oh, I don't do this. 2019, the first version of me ain't 2019 no more. I can't do this for this price. I ain't spending time to do this because this ain't making no sense. And I ain't want y'all to say nothing about, oh, you're putting the energy into that. Well, the energy I putting into what I putting in get me what I need. So, yeah, it is what it is. But all I gotta say is, well, Mudda Sick. I know y'all be loving these, but thank y'all again for listening to another episode of Mudda Sick. Again, if y'all want to sponsor, because we taking sponsors. As y'all can see, the back of the wall this week, we still in Chosen Few Studios. The pattern a little different. You can see the wall painted a different color. We still doing a lot of different upgrades and things like that, but slowly but surely, all these different stuff. You might see different recess, like we said in one of the commercials 2 years ago. You come in and you see something different. But for sure, when Mudda Sick nominated for an Elevation Award, Everything Cool nominated for Elevation Award. The crazy thing is, last year was the weakest year for both. Actually, well, let me not say with Mudda Sick. Everything Cool for sure. Even though we crossed over and got 100 episodes, but nonetheless, everything that is good comes in due time, and being mindful of that takes you a long way. So, watering. Always remember that. Don't feel any type of way of doing good, and just keep on holding on. I ain't got nothing more to say, but stay tuned for more. We got a lot on the way. Yeah, see.